All right, welcome to an episode of Roundball. I don't even remember the last episode, but we finally have the full crew. We got Jordan, we got Hunter. Before we get to them, this podcast is presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. Jordan, have you had the tequila seltzer yet?
I have not, and I'm fiending for it, Marty.
Let me tell you something. I'm not even a tequila guy. And I had it at my brother's wedding. It was unbelievable. I had the strawberry one. It was so good. Like, if you can make me like tequila, that's how good of a brand you have. And High Noon Hard Seltzer did it. It's real tequila. It's real juice, just like the vodka's real vodka, real juice. Go get it at Drizly. Any liquor store has it. If you don't know what High Noon is now, you've been living under a rock. It's the best seltzer out there by far. So go to Drizly, go to your liquor store, go try the tequila seltzers and the strawberry. I love it. Send it to us, and appreciate High Noon Hard Seltzer. First of all, how the boys doing? Jordan is officially done after tonight's basketball game in G League. The G League season is over for him. So good. Hey, let's clap it up for making it a year in the G League. That's big. That's an
Hey,
accomplishment. No.
yeah, I mean, I averaged 20 for all you dumbasses out there that talk shit about me playing after school.
You averaged 20 points?
No, I averaged 22 minutes per game. I didn't even expect to make the team. So this is a I'm proud of me moment because I didn't think I could get this far. So I
Good
don't
for
know.
you.
It's hard. It's really hard. It's hard.
For sure hard, bro.
Yeah, no. You're in an elite class, Jordan. Never forget that.
Yeah.
That's I'm happy for you, pal. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Hunter, for making the second round of the NIT.
Thank you.
Hey, not many
Um,
people make the NIT.
Not many people make the second week in NIT.
I was playing basketball later than a lot of colleges.
Yep.
Of course you were. Um, I want to get to the tournament. We're gonna get to the tournament. I'm gonna definitely brag to Jordan about my plus 24 units last night. I don't know if anyone saw it, but I was plus 24 units last
What do
night
you mean if everyone saw it? You posted all over Twitter 17 different times.
because you don't get those moments.
I,
If it
I,
was, I'm just letting you know. If I had work today, like I have to go to stream today, but if there was work like a show, I was hiring a mariachi band to follow me around all day, just to congratulate me on my 8-0 day.
I check Instagram. You have like 7 stories of like it was best, and then it was next one day, and then ever. I'm like, oh my gosh, a
You
fucking SpongeBob over here.
you can't get away from when I win. You just can't. Because I hear the losses, like, you know what? I'm going to be loud with my wins.
You have to. You have to.
Before we get into the games, Hunter, how you doing? Season's over. Has it all settled in? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
are,
Everything's settled in. It's great just being able to take a couple days to relax, man. Jordan, as you know, the NCAA season is a grind. Um, Everybody's so sore by the end of the season. You know, something's hurting on your body, and so just be able to take a couple days and just not do anything and just sleep until like 1 or 2 p.m. on some days is great, and just trying to enjoy the relaxation as much as I can because in a little bit you got to put your head back in the dirt to start grinding again.
do you watch the tournament when you're
Yeah,
at
yeah,
work?
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't.
I mean, it's kind of hard. Um, it's definitely harder to watch when you lose in the tournament. Like when we were in like the Sweet Six, or when we went to the Sweet 16 and then the Elite Eight games, and then we lost. It was hard to watch the games after that. Um, I think it was hard initially this year just to watch like the first round and the second round. It was hard to watch those games, but after that, then you just kind of got used to the fact that you didn't make it. So
Um, People have been asking. You have to decide. You go into the draft. You're going to the transfer portal. You're going to Michigan again. You don't have to give any decision. Obviously, you keep things private. But like, is it weird now? Like, how? Because I want to give insight of a player going through it all. You're one of the best players in the country. you have 3 different options of what you can do because people are transferring like crazy. And,
Yeah.
and when people say transfer portal, they can go back to their school. It doesn't mean that they're like Kofi did that, I think, and like
Yeah.
there's people that and they went back to their school, so it doesn't mean they're actually transferring. But a lot of people put their names in it just to see what can help them where they're at. Like, so how is that process? Like, is it? It's hard enough your season's over. Now you got to think about so much different shit.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of hard because like you got like as a basketball player, Jordan knows you have so many people in your ear trying to give you like their input on what you should do, and everybody thinks like they got the best ideas for you in your career, and so it's hard. You're trying to manage all that, like especially during the season, like you're just trying to play basketball, and you got guys like saying, "Oh, you should do this, you should do this." I'm like, "Yo, I'm still got like games left in my season," and so it's kind of hard as a player. Like a lot of people don't realize how much outside noise people have to deal with on a daily basis when they're playing. Um, but I mean, it's obviously a hard decision on whether I want to stay or if I want to go to the professional ranks or something like that. Just trying to talk it over with my family. I don't have too many people that I go to, for like advice and stuff like that.
I've
you know, I
become one of them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I value Marty's input. Um, he's gave me a couple Duke pitches,
I
but
mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't go to Duke. If you can go to Duke, you'd be unbelievable.
Is
Oh my God.
Filipowski leaving?
Filipowski, it seems like he's gonna stay, bro.
Oh, imagine 100 Filipowski Twin Towers down low.
Oh my God, you just heard me. You just heard me. Oh.
That would be nasty.
It'd be the most. So many people. Duke would be. You would bring Duke back to fucking Duke like this. Oh God. Oh, that got me excited. But like, what's his name from Arizona's transferring, which is wild. Like,
yeah,
Arizona's fucking. You're the number 2 seed in the tournament this year, and all of a sudden you're transferring. Something's not going right there. Basketball's crazy right now. I have a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. Hunter you'll get a Hunter will give you the decision when he knows. I'm not kidding. You say there's a lot of noise. I swear to God, people think that I'm probably lying. I hear the noise about Hunter. It's crazy. People are reaching out to me, being like, "Oh, dude, what's Hunter doing?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm gonna be like, it might be in the headlines like Marty Mush gets Hunter Dickinson to go to this school, or gets Hunter Dickinson to stay." It's fucking nuts. These people do anything to get this big bastard. I guess, and I'll tweet about something. I still have people saying, "All right, Hunter Dickinson's not going to fuck you." I'm like, what? We're not even talking about Michigan anymore.
Well, you wouldn't mind, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think
Me too.
I don't think the dimensions would work. It's too tall. But like, I
We'd
just
make it
think
work.
so. Since what I'm talking about is I have a couple takes I need to tell the boys. Michigan State to start. I'm so sick of Mr. March. I'm so sick of people calling him Mr. March.
He is though.
You're one of
Marty,
them.
when is the final? When is the national championship? It's in April.
It doesn't matter.
We're calling him Mr. March.
Okay, so okay. Michigan
Makes sense.
State is in the Big Ten. The Big Ten is looked at as one of, which I don't know why, but looked at as one of the best conferences in college basketball. Am I wrong?
It is. It is.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why
it's definitely one of the best conferences, Marty.
Yeah, no, that's why there's no teams left at all. But that's fine.
Okay, but there's a lot of it was a weird year this year.
ACC still going as always. Everyone says they suck. They
Good
always
draws.
have
They got really good draws.
Sure.
Good matchups.
Okay, Big Ten. The way we talk about Tom Izzo is like he's like fucking the head coach at Dayton. Like, oh, they don't get the best players. They don't get this. You're Michigan State. It's not like it's that hard to get people to go to Michigan State. You're Tom Izzo. Like, you've got this persona. You won 23 years ago. And what he does is what I do in my personal life. I set the bar real low. So when I exceed that, people get, oh, good job, Marty. That's what you're supposed to do in life, and that's what he does. He gets these Michigan State teams to a 5 to an 8 seed where they're better than that, but he just makes sure they get in that little thing where he's a 7 seed this year. Oh, good job, Tom. Good job, Tom. You made the Sweet 16. They're better. Michigan State was a good team this year. It was a very good team.
I would argue, Marty, it's hard to recruit players in Michigan State.
Why?
Because Michigan State is technically a blue blood, right? And they're kind of a lower
Some people
end.
say they're not. I don't get that.
I consider that they are. They're one of the most basketball powerhouses in the country, right?
Yeah.
They got to recruit against the 5-star athletes that are going against Kentucky, Duke, Michigan can be thrown in there as well, Indiana. Like, there's only a certain amount of 5-star recruits out there every year, right? And they got to compete against those guys to get them to Michigan State. Like, that's really hard. Kansas on top of that, like, all these schools getting thrown in the mix. I wouldn't really say he has an easy job of recruiting at Michigan State.
You call him Mr. March. It's like Coach K, where it's like you want to go play for that guy if you are this elite coach. And I think it's easier to get people to go to Michigan State where it's like, look what I've done. I'm Mr. March. I've got to Final Fours. I'm 1-5 in the Final Four. I've gotten to a couple.
Yeah, but Marty, he has gotten there a lot.
Yeah, and that's what I know he's a good coach, and that's where people get I say he's overrated, so I get 170 comments, and you all click on my blog. Like, you guys are feeding into what I need for my job, which I'm good at, and that's why I do it. But you have to admit he does make this bar so low for them for being like, oh, we're a 7 seed. We got this. We upset the 3. It's like, who did Michigan State beat? They beat Marquette. It's like Michigan State beating Marquette in the regular season.
Marquette's was one of the best.
Marquette's great.
Marquette was really good.
But
they're going to lose to Vermont.
So great. Like, Michigan State's always been good. We know that. But we get fooled by the little number next to them because he loses a couple games in January. He does. He's got the system down. And I'm trying to tell everyone he's fucking us.
He's fucking us. I think you're going a little overboard over there.
Of course I am.
I think people really don't realize how hard it is to win a national championship. Like,
that,
the amount of luck that comes into it to win a national championship. Like, if you're looking at it right now, bro, like, you see the path some of these teams have had to play. Like if FAU, instead of having to play at Purdue, they were able to play a Fairleigh Dickinson in the round of 32.
And then beat the shit out of Tennessee.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying, like,
no, yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, some of these teams have had easier paths because of how hard it is to win in this tournament. And so,
like, Alabama had an easy path. They're still in it, right? Oh, no, they're not. They're out. That sucks.
You might tweet. You had another tweet of the year yesterday about. He says something about Brandon Miller trying to get a charge or something.
I said he's scared to get a charge.
Man, I wish I was on Twitter.
Man, Brandon Miller, what a fucking bust of. He has since 1985 the lowest shooting percentage ever in the tournament. Ever.
But let's be honest here. I didn't have them going far because all the noise around Alabama. How the hell did you expect that team to make it to at least the final?
So that's what people.
I thought they were going to win it all.
They obviously had the talent to, but we saw in the season before the murders, like, Oklahoma blew them out, and like Oklahoma didn't make the tournament. I don't think they made the NIT. They sucked.
No, they didn't make the NIT.
So, like, the problem with Alabama, yeah, the problem with them was that they turned the ball over so many times, and they also, when you shoot a lot of threes, when you're not hitting them, you're going to lose. It's just a fact. That's your game plan. And San Diego State is old as fuck. They have 8 seniors on the team.
Yeah.
And they defend the 3. San Diego State shoots the ball like it's a rock fight. They are the worst shooting team I've ever watched in my life, and I still can't believe they won. But, like, I don't know. It's just – you're right, Jordan, I think, where everyone's like, oh, they've had noise all year. When they had noise – like, when the murder charges and all that stuff came out, they played South Carolina. Like, And they won by 1, and Brandon Miller scored 40. Like, I can beat South Carolina. There's when you're playing San Diego State in the Sweet 16, when they're playing San Diego State in the Sweet 16, it's a lot harder. And he sucked. He was 3 of like 17.
I think you're just an idiot. Whoever betted on Alabama to any of the games this I know they made it this far, but man, the writing was all over that they were not going to make it far. Everything that was happening with their team, Brandon Miller, he was on a high. Like, think about the streak he went on after the whole things came out, right, with the investigation. I'm not saying this was the main reason, but man put up 40 the night of, like, when everything was happening, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell me he was going to be able to carry that over consistently into the NCAA tournament.
No, he had security guards following him around in March Madness. Like, that's not a way a college kid wants to live. And unless he is Dexter, he has feelings, and there's something going on when a person was murdered. It doesn't matter if it was your fault, you were involved, weren't involved, you were there and someone got murdered. That fucks with a human being. That's just a fact.
What do you guys think of Saban coming out and doing what he did and stating what he did at his press conference? Because obviously it was
awesome
towards.
Yeah, people said it wasn't.
It had to be. Who
says wrong place, wrong time ever?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care if wrong place, wrong. It doesn't. Saban also had the perfect leg to stand on because that guy was like the 5th safety on the team. Yeah. And he was like, I'm suspending him. I don't care. It's like, if you think if Bryce Young was there, he'd get suspended?
Fuck no.
No.
He's getting an award.
Yeah, it's like Bryce Young. Oh, my God. He's so nice he brought the gun. All legend.
This is terrible. I can't be laughing.
I mean, it's sad. It is sad, but they've made it a thing where it's like not a big thing, which is fucked up. That's
the sad part. The sad part isn't us talking about it. It's the sad part we're talking about it, of how they handled the situation.
Yes.
Because that loss, they were the best team in the tournament, without a doubt. Like, they should have ran through everyone. And
he called Ray Lewis.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. How they handled this situation, it's laughable. It is laughable what happened.
They just tried to pull. They just tried to keep it together as best they could. They tried all the strings.
They tried, and it didn't work.
They weren't. I think they were doing the complete opposite, Hunter. They're trying. It almost felt like they're trying to make this a more fucked up situation than what it was.
If Nate Oates, all he did was come out and say, "We feel awful for the family. We are working with the police. We will." Brandon Miller will be suspended for a game until we figure out everything, because they were playing South Carolina. It doesn't matter if they won or lost that game. If they suspended him 1 or 2 games and then the police came out and said he's exonerated, no one would care at all. But since he's the number 3 player, because what happened with the guy who got arrested? Kicked off the team immediately. We don't, like, even if you're involved, you just suspend him for a game. Who gives a fuck? You're a number 1 seed anyway. But they just handled it poorly. Before we get more into the tournament, we got Cooley going to Georgetown. Was crazy. And let's be honest, I'm a Cooley guy. I love Cooley. And what?
He's a friend of the pod.
He's a friend of the pod. I say this. I'm going to say this lightly because I did watch an interview with him, and I do agree. Whoever the reporter was that like looked up his house listing and all that and put it out there,
that's illegal. That has to be illegal, right?
It has to be illegal, and you're a scumbag. Because one, he did come out. He's like, I was trying to sell that house for a year, and it was a coincidence. Whoever did that, and it's like, that's my personal life. This is basketball we're talking about. But fans are crazy. But I think that's fucked up as a person. That's his personal life. You don't know what's going on in his family. You don't know what's going on with him. He might have wanted to sell the house because of something else. You have no idea. But the way Cooley handled it was not great. It wasn't.
I mean, how do you handle that? I feel like there was no way that he wasn't going to get any type of reaction and blowback for taking that job.
100%. I agree with you there. But I think that because we don't know how he told his team, which is fine, but I think that he could have held a press conference, something being like, and the thing where I think it started to look bad was he already landed Lampkin from TCU. That's the one thing where it's like the season was still going on, and all of a sudden Lampkin's at Georgetown already, which like I respect you recruiting already, but that means that he knew before telling everybody. And when you work there for that long, I think it's just like a respect thing because he's such a respected coach. That's why I think people are so upset because he means everything to Providence. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, do you want him to tell everybody before his team loses? Like if he knew that he was going to go there like before the season was over, you can't tell everybody that because then you're in like that Brian Kelly going to LSU phase where it's like the season isn't over. You guys have a chance to make it to the playoffs, and he's already taken another job. I mean, I think he did it the right way, where he waited till the season was over, try to keep the noise as low as possible, try to have his team win. But after the season's over, then he made his plans for the future.
What do you think, Jordan?
I just have a hard time. I love Cooley. I had a great time interacting with him when he was on the pod. I just don't understand taking the job. I don't know the exact contract details. Maybe you guys do of how much money he's getting paid compared to Providence. But, man, he was a legend in Providence, right? Like a legend. I don't understand. Georgetown is a bottom feeder for the Big East compared to other Big East teams in there.
So I don't agree with you there. So this is where, because that's what I thought my first reaction was that, right? So I think he's getting $5.5 million, and he's getting $4.5 million at Providence.
So not so big of a difference.
So it's $1 million.
$1 million is
it's a difference.
Yeah, taxes, the forms you got to sign. We were just talking about it before.
Well, if he lives in Virginia, the taxes might be a little bit lower.
Regardless, we're not the tax guys.
Hey,
this is the last place we want to come for taxes because I was just
we could be a little tax segment for tax season right here.
Oh man, mine was exhausting. 16 forms for gambling. I'm a bad gambler. I shouldn't have to pay. I think that he was almost like a Bray, where at Providence he was completely at a ceiling. I don't think Providence can get any better than that it was already. I don't think it can. I think that Georgetown has a lot more resources to give him than Providence, money-wise.
In conference school, like it's Georgetown, so there's probably a lot stronger alumni base, right?
Taxes are about the same. Rhode Island is 5.99 for the highest. Virginia is 5.75. So
about the same.
About the same.
But I just don't get I don't know. In conference,
you gotta have some balls go in conference.
You gotta have some balls go in conference, but it's not. I'm saying realistically, like comparing the two schools, it's really not that big of a difference on recruiting and.
But you don't think DMV in itself recruiting right there?
Yeah, but Maryland's right there too. Like there's other schools that it's not like Georgetown's a powerhouse to get all these recruits just because he's going to Georgetown, right?
But I think we're only thinking Georgetown isn't a powerhouse is because of how fucking bad Ewing was.
I'm telling you, bro. Back in the day when Georgetown was good, it's a powerhouse. Like it's.
I understand that, but that's more of a reason why would you go to that? That's almost like a coaching suicide if you don't succeed.
Well, I think he realized that he was kind of capped out at Rhode Island. Like, there's only at Rhode Island, you're not getting any recruits. The best you're going to get is like maybe a high-end 4-star. And it's really hard to get transfers there because of NIL, because of Rhode Island. If you look at it, I saw somebody say somewhere, I think Georgetown has the highest endowment by $2 billion in the Big East. They have probably, I think I can assume that means they have the most money in the Big East. So for NIL, for other things, because they have the DMV, I think the ceiling is way higher at Georgetown. Obviously, the floor is higher at Providence because of the team he already has and everything, and because of the situation of Georgetown basketball now. But I think the ceiling is tremendously higher, and I think he thinks he's got a chance to win a national championship there.
I don't go that far. I don't think he's winning a national championship at Georgetown.
I
think he's using this school as another stepping stone to hire.
Really, you think he's trying to? You think he's trying to go somewhere like a real blue blood?
The way I see it is, I think he's getting older, right? What is he? 60 probably?
No, I think he's 50.
In mid-50s?
Let me look. I'll look for you.
Mid-50s to low 60s, I would imagine.
Yeah.
53.
Okay, so he's 53. I see it like this. Not going any rumors on the outside, money-wise or anything like that. I'm going off strictly just the school and where he's from and what he's doing. I think he's using it as a stepping stone to, let's say he turns around the program in 2 to 3 years. He's leaving right away. He's not sticking around at that school. He's going for something higher than a Georgetown. That might come up. Because you know how coaching carousel is now. Everyone's leaving, just like the transfer portal. Everyone's leaving. Schools are open left and right. I don't see him sticking there like he did with Providence.
I don't think of it like that, but I actually kind of like your point. I just think that I think it's simply they just have more money and boosters wise than Providence. Like they don't give a fuck. Where Georgetown is all they have is basketball. I know Providence is the same way, but Georgetown is there's no football team. There's no. It's them. And when Georgetown's good, they run that fucking place. And especially, I mean, I remember when Ewing won the conference tournament. They made the tournament when they were like the worst team ever. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting because him at I think it's just looked at as such a downgrade because they've been such dog shit. And we'll see what he does. I mean, he already, like I said, he already landed Lampkin in the transfer portal. That's how. He obviously already made a splash, so we'll see. Providence is mad. They're real mad.
Well, you have every right to be.
Yeah, I'd be mad too as a fan as well. The cleanup coaching carousel. The best thing that happened to St. John's in a long time is Rick Pitino. That is an awesome hire. He's a New York guy. He's been in Iona. He ran through everyone. He basically kicked everyone off the team already. He's like, I'm going to see if you can play for me. He's already tweeting when in the Sweet 16 being like, oh, look how nice, look how awesome the games are at the Mecca. Imagine playing all your home games there. It's like he is – I've always lived in New York. Never heard about St. John's. I didn't give a shit about St. John's, and that's crazy to me where – college kids playing at MSG. Jordan, you played at MSG, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever play at Hunter?
No, never played there.
Was it kind of a different feeling, like playing at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, me loving the game of basketball like I do. When you're able to step foot on that floor and be like, you look up and realize like how this is pretty much the place to be to play basketball at. It's one of the most surreal moments I've ever experienced.
Yeah. And I figured that too, because like I go to a college basketball. These kids are like one of the most legendary floors of all time. And it's like, how can you not get these kids to go there? And the answer is because the campus is in Queens, and it's pretty shitty. But that's the real answer. But
I did hear that.
Yeah, that's a big problem. But the thing is, when New York rallies around the team, the Knicks were in fifth place, and they made the playoffs that one year. The city was going insane, and they were dog shit. Like I don't even know if they won that series. I don't think they did. Like if you can rally around the guy, and Patino's a perfect New York guy for it, outspoken, will obviously know he's been very successful wherever he goes. Hopefully he doesn't bring strippers to this one.
Why not?
But
we left them. I think he left them in Louisville.
I think he left out Louisville as well. But like, I think it's a great hire for St. John's. I think Rico is kind of saying like he doesn't think that he can turn it around. I think he can definitely turn around that program.
I think they'll be really good, really fast.
I just from listening to, I don't know if you guys listened to his press conference with one of the, I don't know, I think it was a local, or it was Fanta, I think.
Of course, boy.
Yeah, Fanta interviewed him, and those that were listening that didn't see it, basically Pitino answered one of Fanta's questions like, listen, I'm a New York guy. I understand this city. I understand these people. They're not patient type of people. Neither am I. I'm getting older. I want to win right away. I want to turn this right away. There's no rebuilding. People here want to win right away, and that's what I'm going to do. So you can kind of tell that. I mean, this is a perfect hire for the school. Is a perfect fit for him, just because this is his city. This is his people. He wants to win here. He wants things to turn around, and he understands what's at the most importance right now, and that's winning.
And that's what, dude. New York, New Jersey is very good basketball players, and they're all like always the toughest guards pretty much come out of Jersey, I feel like.
And that's what he recruits too. I mean, that's what he recruited at Louisville.
Yes, this tough guys like Jelly Walker's from Jersey, Javon Quinley, I think, is from Jersey. I think there's somebody else on Duke from Jersey. I think Lively's from Jersey. I don't know, or Whitehead. But it's just he has the hub. He has what I think he's going to use MSG. You like that?
The hub.
He has the MSG. I think he's gonna use MSG more to his advantage than fucking Anderson or who was the other coach right before them?
I don't have no
clue. And I forget his name. It just doesn't work. This is who you needed. And then lastly, before we get to the tournament, we'll fly through the tournament because the game's gonna be starting by the time we probably get it out. But Tobin Anderson. He Tobin Anderson, we're not laughing at Tobin Anderson, I can tell you guys that. We're interviewing him this week, by the way. Did you both know this? Because you don't answer your phones.
You told me.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, I tell you, I talk to myself in the chat. It's all right.
Hey, you know his ties, right?
What?
You know where he's from?
No.
Why don't you look it up?
Just fucking tell me.
No, why don't you type his name up and look it up?
Tobin? I'll look him up.
Look it up, Hunter.
There's these ties everywhere.
Is it Iowa? I'm sure it's Iowa.
Where's he from, Hunter?
I don't Trioro, Iowa.
Truro, Iowa.
You know what? He
kind of looks like an Iowan.
He just looks it.
Hey, I'm saying people hate on the state of Iowa. There's ties to this state everywhere you see success. That's all.
I don't think anybody hates on the ties. I think everybody just hates the dark and gloominess.
Iowa knows ball. Thank you, Champa. It's true.
Ooh, Iowa does sneaky produce a lot of ballers. You got to produce a lot of ballers. I'll give you guys that.
Ballers and that's all they got, man. They got nothing there's no supermarkets there, they got a
fucking farmers here would provide.
Yeah, they have to go to the farm to go get your food.
You realize when you go to a grocery store and packaged goods, 70% of food items have corn in it.
Yeah.
Without the state of Iowa, Marty, you're dead. Right. You'd be dead right now. You're 6 feet under without the state of Iowa.
I don't eat corn.
Hey, I might go to Iowa in May. You gonna be there?
Hell yeah. Where else would I be?
I actually am going to both of your hometowns in May. I should be. Definitely Hunter's. I'm going in April and May. And then I might be going to yours in May.
What for?
A Barstool Classic and Trent's
going. Oh, wait. You guys, there's a golf outing in Iowa City. I saw that.
Yeah, that's where I'll go.
Yeah.
And
I was thinking about playing in it.
If I go, you should.
Yeah, I will.
Or just come and we'll play a couple of holes.
I'm coming for sure. Don't got to worry about that, Marty.
And Hunter is going to go to Rhea's show in May.
Ooh, we're going to try for sure.
That'll be fun.
Seeing Hunter Dickinson at Chicks in the Office show will make me fucking laugh.
That'd be a great pub for the pod too. Have a diversity of listeners.
100%. We can I would love to see out of our 14 listeners we get of how many they're just all guys.
Oh yeah.
All middle-aged white men.
Yeah. And then lastly, Tobin Anderson. So we're interviewing him, and I'm excited to ask him a lot of things because I'm not. It's like what happened last year. Shaheen Holloway took a 15 seed to the Elite Eight, amazing. Goes to Seton Hall. It's only his first year. Obviously, didn't have a good year, but Tobin Anderson was coaching Division II basketball 2 years ago. His first year in college basketball was this year in Division I. 1 year he's been there, and he beat Purdue, and he did everything right. He did. I don't want Purdue hearing this. He definitely made up stories about those FAU kids talking about them, get the boys going. I don't know if you guys saw it on Pick Central. The communications kid, the head of communications in Fairleigh Dickinson basketball, came in. He's about 4'9". I'm not even kidding, 4'9". He's the cutest.
Makes sense.
He's the cutest kid I've ever met. He was like, he started almost crying about what an impact and what that had for Fairleigh Dickinson. I was like, I wish I cared about something that much. It was beautiful. It was like, these people still exist. But Tobin just went from D2 to Fairleigh Dickinson to Iona. And I will say, I was talking a little shit, but he was a candidate for the Iona job before, like when Pitino was going there.
Really?
Yeah, so they've had their eye on him already. So I think it made even more sense this time. But hey, good for him. It's not like he went from a small school to like a blue blood or like the Big East like Shaheen Holloway did. It's like it's still a tough. Iona's one bid league. They've always been good, Iona. So he'll be completely fine there. He'll probably have a good job very soon.
Oh, easily. Especially being from Iowa, it's great Iowa ties and hard worker from a small town in Iowa, just providing for his family, putting food on the table. That's just what we do here in Iowa. We provide for our family, and we are successes.
Jordan, I was surprised that Fran didn't take the Notre Dame job.
As am I. I truly believed he did. He was going to.
Hey, I love Fran. I love him. He's just got to break through soon. He has to, just so we don't have to keep hearing the fucking stat. Because I love him, but it's just hard to always keep hearing the goddamn stat about the Sweet 16.
I think the worst part is like I went to the round of 32 twice. Like we've been literally right there. Like we went in overtime with Tennessee a couple years ago to make the Sweet 16.
Oregon was a bad one.
Yeah. Oregon was a bad one. Yeah.
Bad one for me, dude. I put up a goose egg.
You sucked. I completely remember that.
Every TikTok I
was actually in Chicago watching that. I'll never forget where I was. It was an awful game.
Every TikTok I put up since there's Oregon dog emoji put in.
You also did get screwed though. They had a bye.
And they did
have a bye. That is crazy.
They were really good. They're Pac-12 champions.
Oh no, Oregon was really, but they were also the first bye ever to happen in an NCAA tournament. So.
And people don't realize we played them a year and a half before that and completely kicked their ass in Madison Square Garden. So Dana was ready to get revenge.
Yeah, but you understand what I mean, though. It's just annoying to keep hearing. All right, they keep just losing first weekend, but this team, I thought he overachieved with, to be honest.
That's what I was trying to put in perspective for fans, even outside of Iowa. They're shitting on Fran. They weren't even expected to make the damn thing.
Yeah, I thought they overachieved.
Like, they lose Keegan Murray, an All-American candidate for Player of the Year, and he comes back and has another All-American and makes the tournament.
He wasn't like everyone's like, oh well, it's his brother. He wasn't that good. He was okay last year.
He averaged like 7 points a game last year.
Yeah,
it's just absurd. I mean that's alone. I think that shows. I mean, yeah, I'm damn biased of Fran McCaffrey, but look at the players he's developing year in, year out. He's had an All-American 3 years in a row. We're all different player 4 years in a row if you want to count Luka twice.
Isn't his next son like unbelievable?
Yeah, Jack will be really good. He's like a 6'8" point guard. He's a sophomore in high school next year.
Oh, so he might be staying just for
he's got some time. He's got some time.
Or junior, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's staying for his son. All right, let's go to the tournament. But before we go to the tournament, I want to talk to you guys, about Busker Irish whiskey. It's the best Irish whiskey I've had. The Busker Triple Cask, Triple Smooth is an extraordinary blend with extraordinary smoothness. This new-to-world Irish whiskey is born out of a modern Ireland where the contemporary and bold meet the traditional. Be bold or bust with Busker. Find the Busker in stores. The Busker Busket. I've had it. It is actually truly. I'm glad we have two sponsors that I like actually will have, and I take a shot and I'm like it doesn't give you it's just very smooth. The people are great. The commercial I shot was fantastic. They're sending people to Ireland because of them. They're an amazing, and their bottle's sick. It's a nice sleek bottle. So go get your Busker. Any liquor store there is the Busker will be in there. So go busk it. All right. Let's talk about the tournament. We talked about the first weekend, whatever. The Big Ten also has 0 teams left, so that's good. It's actually becoming like embarrassing for all because also Tom Izzo said that the Big Ten's the best conference.
I agree.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
You just simply can't say that when there's no teams left. When's the last time a Big Ten team won an NCAA tournament?
2001.
2001.
Right? Michigan State won
it.
it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Michigan
it was
State won
Izzo's
in 2000, right?
Was it Izzo's team?
I thought it was Izzo's team in 2005 or something.
Champa, look that up real quick. But like you just can't like the Big Ten has been so bad every year where it's like you guys do eat each other up and there are good teams, but then they get blown. Like Indiana got blown the fuck out, blown out. Penn State didn't was better than they should. They shouldn't have been there. But like I don't know. You can't say they're the best conference anymore. You just simply can't. And people shit on the ACC. They go further than most teams do as well.
Yeah,
but
they have Duke in North Carolina, like one of the most historic programs ever to play.
Yeah, but people shit on it.
Because they shit on them because they think they should win every year. I mean, when you have the expectation of winning every year, it's a lot different when Big
I know. That's why I'd rather be an Iowa fan than a Duke fan or a Michigan fan because Duke fans, it's championship or bust. If you get to the Sweet 16, I'm not getting patted on the back like good big Tommy over there that he made the Sweet 16. It's championship or bust. Imagine calling Tom Izzo Tommy. Hey, Tommy,
I think the only person that's ever done that was probably his mother.
Yeah, or the last person that did it probably got fired.
Or Thomas. What's worse, Thomas or Tommy?
Tommy.
Tommy's
like
little engine that could
belittling.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Thomas the Choo Choo Train.
What kind? Yeah,
belittling. Took me a minute.
Sweet 16 was Thursday and Friday. One of the best games was Michigan State, Kansas State. It was unbelievable. I'm happy Princeton lost. I'm very it was a cool story. I don't want to see Princeton in the Final Four. I don't. I want Creighton in that. I also do have a future on Creighton, but that's besides the point. But besides that, people have been saying like the tournament's been like bad quality. I thought this tournament's been.
Who the hell has said that?
Brandon Walker said. I've seen a bunch of things. It's just like I don't know. I thought this tournament's been amazing.
I mean, we don't have the 1 seed in the Elite Eight for the first time ever. Like,
And we are guaranteed a coach that's never won it before to win his first one. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, I'm happy Alabama's out. I'm happy Houston was out. Like, these are new. Do I want to watch San Diego State much? No. But
yeah, that's one team.
San Diego State, man, they throw bricks, Jordan. Bricks. Is Creighton playing them?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
tomorrow. Yeah, I think Creighton kills them. I really do.
They both Maui Invitational teams. Fun fact that they played early in the year. They did not go against each other, so that is an interesting.
I'm a Creighton guy. But Miami looked unbelievable yesterday.
Yeah.
And what I said about them, bro, they're a team that in the first 5 minutes. If Nigel Pack and Wong are going off and like not going off, but like you could see they're making shots early, they're going to win. If they struggle first 5 minutes, it's going to be a problem. But they scored 90 points against Houston, which was one of the best defenses.
I know. That's crazy.
And Larinaga fucking just dancing, little grandpa style at the end. Oh, did you guys see Rico's dance?
Yes.
That is simply why FAU is going to win tonight.
Do you think so?
I think Kansas State's starting to become like they're the Cinderella, which they're not Cinderella. They're a 3 seed, but
wait. Who the hell is saying Kansas State's a Cinderella?
Not Cinderella. I didn't mean Cinderella. I mean like the fun team to back. You know what I mean? Like everyone loves Kansas State because of I don't know why. It just seems
I think they had the best path. I had them in my finals just because of the path. I thought they had one of the easiest paths too.
So that's what I wanted to bring up. So everyone's like kind of like good for them and they deserve it. But who was the first team they played? They played a 14?
The fourth
Kansas State played.
Was it Vermont?
No, that was Marquette.
Marquette.
It doesn't even honestly matter who they played because it's a shitty team. Then they played
Montana State.
So whatever.
And then they played a Kentucky team. I mean, Kentucky wasn't very good.
That's not good.
Michigan State.
Let's just say Michigan beat them.
Okay.
And now they're playing a 9 seed.
I throw a shot at you today. I haven't thrown much of a shot at Hunter today. I had to throw one. But Michigan State,
it's easy path, and then they're playing a 9 seed in the Elite 8.
Yeah, where it's like, and I don't know, FAU I think has a chance tonight. I really do. But it's just one of the weirder years. We said it's going to be a wide open year, 100%. But this game, I am so excited for UConn Gonzaga. It's going to be fucking awesome. Who do you guys have winning?
I think Gonzaga gets absolutely smoked.
I think UConn wins it all.
I got Gonzaga winning.
I got UConn winning.
I think Gonzaga's had a brutal draw. I think they've had to be a very good team since from 32.
Correct. They played their best basketball. I don't think it's going to continue. They've had to play their best basketball of their lives to get to this point in the Elite 8.
Listen, UConn has been handling everybody, but they haven't had a very tough game yet. Like Arkansas is good, but like Arkansas just isn't like I think Gonzaga is better than Arkansas, but Gonzaga's played TCU, who's a very fucking good team, Big 12 all year, and then they play UCLA, who's like obviously a very good team, which was an unbelievable game. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting game. The jerseys are the exact same if you think about it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get blown out. I think it's like a 15-plus point differential.
That's crazy.
The thing is, like, UConn goes as Sonogo goes. I've always said that the whole year. If Sonogo doesn't get 15 and 12 and plays like he has been this tournament, I think it's a totally different game. But that would be a good matchup between Sonogo and Timmy on who wins that.
And usually I feel like Timmy has a little problem when he faces a
athletic, physical guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And Miami, Texas is going to be awesome as well. Texas has been the most Texas and UConn have been the most impressive all tournament. You guys agree?
I would. I think I struggle with Texas still. Marcus Carter played phenomenal last night, but I struggle with Texas because I still think their guards are so damn chaotic and inconsistent. I'm worried they relied on the mid-range pull-ups so much against Xavier. Granted, Xavier was in a high drop, so that mid-range shot was open for them to hit. But if you're relying on shooting 17-footers the whole game, and they were hitting some deep threes against Xavier's zone too.
Well, the problem being, though, also yesterday, what's his name? Disu was out.
Yeah, Disu's out too.
I don't know how long he's out, but he was in a boot yesterday. I know a boot just means like he's just putting it on right now. You can't do anything.
But to miss a Sweet 16 game, he has to be down pretty bad.
Yeah, because he was dressed too, so like, he obviously got hurt quick. But I don't know. It was impressive without him, and like I don't know. Xavier got bullied yesterday. Like they just sucked. And then I don't know. But Miami again, Nigel Pack and Wong are electric with each other, and that's 2 Elite Eights in a row for Miami.
I got Miami in the Final Four. I think they handled Texas pretty easily.
Oh, speaking of,
man, I'm looking at these games. I'm looking at the teams these teams have had to play to get to where they are. A lot of teams haven't really had to do a lot, bro. Like if you look at Creighton, they had to play NC State, Baylor, and then they got to play Princeton.
But Baylor's second round's pretty tough.
Or you look at San Diego State, they had to play Charleston and Furman to go to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And obviously they beat the 1, but still.
Yeah, I mean, like you beat the 1, so that's obviously a really good team. And like that's really impressive. But like to get to the Sweet 16, you had to beat 2 mid-majors. And then FAU, they beat Memphis, Fairleigh Dickinson, and then they had to go against the Tennessee, who is a tough team, but I mean they didn't have a point guard, so they were kind of struggling on offense. Kansas State, probably. I mean, Montana State, I don't really know. Kentucky was good, and then they played a good, hot Michigan State team. So, like, I'd say they, outside of, and then you look at UConn, they played Iona, St. Mary's, and then they played Arkansas.
That's what I'm saying about UConn. They've been dominating.
And then they had to play UCLA, but none of these teams have really had to go through a gauntlet yet.
I think Gonzaga is the most they've had to.
Which worries me because I don't know.
Really. They all had to play one tough team, but like
TCU,
a lot of them
TCU is a pretty tough team.
I don't think so. I didn't think they were that good.
I mean, they're definitely one of the best defensive teams in this tournament this year.
But
UConn really hasn't had to play anyone.
In this tournament, though, the defensive teams, they've dominated the game for some of the games, but then every time they lose is when they just go so cold on offense, and like they get that Michigan disease where like they don't score for like 6 minutes.
I'm curious to see the defensive efficiencies by Ken Palm for the teams that are left, because I think there's like a stat that the teams that have won the national title the last 10 years have been in the top 20, I think, in defensive efficiency every year. So I'm curious to see.
I think UConn is in there. Maybe Texas. That's why I think UConn's going to win it all.
Yeah, Texas has to be. I would imagine they would be. But again, teams put up like, what was it, Kansas State? They put up like 110 on them earlier in the year.
Yeah. That's why I'm scared of San Diego State, because I think they're really good defensively, but all they got to do is just have one.
I think Creighton's about to – think about Alabama. So San Diego State barely won, right? They really did. They barely won. Alabama, I want to look at their box score because it was so atrocious.
Oh, it's just like Xavier's too. Xavier last night, they were shooting 24% going in the half, and they're only down 12. So that's why I'm saying I'm scared about Texas, because you can score on Texas. They pressure you, and driving lanes are so open against Texas because there's so much space. They just deny everything. And I don't see that working. Yeah, and I don't see that working against – I mean, Miami looks really fucking good.
So would Texas and UConn meet in the Final Four?
Yes.
No. Yeah, wait, UConn. Yeah, UConn's on the right side. Yeah,
Texas or Gonzaga or UConn or Miami.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
on the right side. UConn and Texas are on the right side of the bracket.
I think the winner of that game is going to win it all. I think it's going to be one of these years where that team is going to blow out the other team, whoever they play in the championship.
Bro, so San Diego State, why I think Creighton's going to win pretty handily, because Alabama, again, they lost by 7. They could have won it at the end too. Like they just didn't. They shot 11%. 11% from 3. That's atrocious. They also shot 32% from the field. That you just can't. And the fact that they still were in that game shows me that.
Yeah, but Alabama, Oates has always recruited those guys to just chuck threes. And
Oh, they
never
chuck.
shoot.
Yeah. 3 of 27 is tough. I don't know. It's just like you see that, and it's like, okay, what the fuck? But regardless, I'm excited for this weekend. The fact that we're gonna have a definite FAU, Kansas State, Creighton, or San Diego State as a champion in the championships, insane to say. That's
yeah. Well, I mean, like, if you asked, if we said that like 2 months ago, would we have really? I mean, we would have been surprised, obviously, but we would have been like, this is the year that something like that's going to happen.
Yeah,
not Creighton though. I mean,
Creighton lost 6 games in a row in January.
But I mean, I thought they were a Final Four team beginning of the year. Obviously my picks changed when they went on a losing streak, but they had the pieces. Like in Maui, when we watched you play Maui, they were really fucking good at Maui.
That's what I said. If they get to Maui Creighton in March, they can. They are right now. Like,
yeah,
I bet them 25-1.
And they've been hurt too. Like you got to think about their team. They've been hurt. Guys have been out when they were on the losing streak. Like they're finally a full squad right now.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for it. 1 sec.
I think did anybody have UConn in their Final Four?
Oh, that's why to end it. If I didn't have Duke winning, my bracket's like unbelievable. We did a free bracket for everybody listening, and I'm up 110 points in the person in second place.
I'm in 8th,
and I think J-Bo's in 7th.
Yeah, I'm not doing too well.
But both of your guys, all our champions are out. Only 2 people have their champions left. You want to know who they are?
No.
They're my brother, who's got Texas, and then Rhea got Gonzaga.
That's how it goes, though. All these pools, like people just don't.
Yeah, bro. I freaking
Rhea's Randy is here in the bracket.
Your brother's gonna win it. Your brother's gonna win it.
My brother, it depends on today because I have Gonzaga going to the Final Four. I still have a perfect bottom of my bracket. Like I had this Miami winning, but yeah, I have Gonzaga. He's got UConn going. So whoever wins that game.
That Kansas loss just hurts because I honestly thought they were the best overall team in the tournament.
You also didn't think that Bill Self wouldn't be coaching the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that he would have had stints put in his heart during the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, no, that's literally just awful.
I feel bad for those guys.
Champa, the bottom of my bracket is flawless. I literally have everyone in the Elite Eight playing each other. That's a guy who knows ball. Yeah, I had Miami, Texas, UConn, Gonzaga. This guy knows ball. It's fine. I know ball.
Well, those are all like the seeds that should basically get there.
Oh, the ones that it's never happened ever in the world. The ones not getting to the Elite Eight should have happened.
Yeah. That's unbelievable.
Right. That's the show. We'll be back to you guys on Monday. Hunter, good luck thinking about what you have to do with your whole career. That's got to be fun.
Thank you.
Jordan, enjoy your last game. I think you should shoot every time you touch the ball. Don't ever pass it tonight. And I'm going to win another 27 units tonight, 24 units tonight. So let's all.
I think I might do the same thing.
All right. You go for it.
Okay.
Let's have a nice day, all right?
The best day ever.
I'm going to have the best day ever. All right. That's the show. We'll see you guys next time. See you.
All right.